Hi guys, it's Mark from the SK16 in France, and here is early in the morning. I begin my video day at 4 a.m. It's Sunday because I have a job, I have a family, and so I make my videos in the night because I not need too much sleep. And if you are like me, you know that life is awesome with so much time before us. For those who like to sleep 8, 10, 12 hours a day, you don't know what you miss. Because I sleep 4 to 5 hours in the day, so I have 20 hours for me for my life. That's why I have the room for my job, 8 to 10 hours a day, and 4 to 5 hours for playing around. So the Feed Racing Dragon Hammer Voltz 2019, it's the latest version. He gets some upgrade because the V1 at first, this car only comes in 2-stroke. So many from us ask Feed Racing to do it in brushless. They promise us they will do it, and they do it. As they plan to do it, I tell them do not make the mistake from all others. Don't put too much kV in this car. It don't go too low in voltage. Go high with the voltage, go down with the kV. Heavier the car is, less you have to get kV and more you have to get. As issue is clearly you not have many ESC with more than 12S on the market, so they go to 12S. But they don't listen to me about the kV rate. They go to 700 kV, 680 exactly. It's way too much. The car out from the box reach 90 km an hour in 12S. What happens? ESC burns out, motor burns out, and this was a fail start. And like all solid axle cars, it's a little bit strange, but the front end was the weakest point, but it's the most exposed point. Many other cars had this issue. Actually, the XL has the same issue. The Losi Super Bahare 1 has this issue, and 2 it's way better. I don't know if they changed something, but the first I really fast destroy my front chassis. So they put an upgrade at the front, and we have now also what's looking really great, 4 shocks on each axle. We have here a really smooth car. It's really hard underneath to not bottom out, like you see, and when you heat the throttle he goes out from the top. Hey, morning dear. Just a moment guys. My love is just up. That's a nice smile. And I lost myself. I'm in love. That's a problem. When a guy is in love, he forgets all. So we was at the suspension, and also in the rear it has a real nice suspension travel. You can go for more ride height in the back, but maybe it's wanna be too much for the rollover. In the rear you have these spare parts. Something funny is that you have the night or the 2-stroke spare parts tires, not the brushless version, because it's too narrow in the rear, because it was planed with these tires, and as they go up to the bigger tires they don't make any change at the rear end, but you can do it yourself. It's just the part here is just screwed in, so you can go more in the bright. Because it's a Lexan, it's not an issue, you can go more bright, and you can put a full spare tire in the rear, but you don't need it, it's just for the look. You can put all the LED light you want in a truck, like on many new cars. That's something cool that the brands does for us. They check out that we need and we love to have the lights on the cars. The cage is nylon, like the DBXL, the UFRC roller and all the stuff. It's a really good feeling from the plastics. Underneath The most from the car is made now from alloy. I don't know which exactly alloy it is, but it's really strong. It's not the nicest way to machine alloy like many brand does, but we don't really care. I don't really care. I don't need to have all around with nice design in. I need just a tough car to go off-road. Especially such a big car going big off-road. I don't gonna jump it like an X-Max or some other stuff. I want to drive like a real car. So to put the cage away, you have 2 pins here, 2 screws and 5 each side. Then you can flip up, and you have, that's strange, only 2 4mm screws in the front and the bumper, but the cage here lay down at the battery tray at the receiver box in any case of rollover. I don't want to flip over this car. To put it away, so when you change the battery, just 4 screws, 2 pins, and then you can lift up here, sorry, this way. But it's not really the best thing, so I prefer to put all the stuff away to work on the car. Maybe you can change the battery through the windows if you are on the run, if you have more batteries to do just more than a run. So here is the Beast. We have the ZTV Beast Pro 300 12S, the wrong kV 680 kV motor. If you want to drive 12S, go and catch the ZTV 400 kV motor. I hope that it will come a lower kV because it will be much better. You cannot change the gear ratio because the motor is fixed. You cannot move it because at the rear end of the motor you have here an additional hole mount, so you cannot here move the motor. You have to rise or decrease or raise here if you put some washer, but you have no way to change the motor mount in the gear. You have 2 GX servo 60 kilo each coupled together. That's way enough. The underbrace are 1 part, the upper brace are 1 part, and we have, like on real cars here, the ball ends at the braces were really maintained with clips and steel balls. CVD in the front, 8mm shaft, 5mm pins, like the rear CVD. In the first version we have some issue, we see some people have issue with the driveline with because it's really a heavy car and weight power comes to it. I hope that on this V2 this is okay. For drive this car about a quarter an hour, 15 minutes if you drive okay, 50-20 minutes depending on your drive style, you need these babies. 240 milliamps. And you have to put it together in series, doing yourself, or if you buy, you can buy by feed racing the battery pack with the connector, the twin connectors to connect the serial. If not, don't forget to order XT 150 amp connectors to wire all together. If you want to drive 12S, they tell you you have no more warranty, but because I have already subscriber who have one, and they was really not happy with 8S because of the heat, and they really need much amp. So I tell them go to 12S, but go down on the radio system to 60-70% power. So you gotta tell me if you drive 8S at 100% power or 12S with 66% power, you're at the same speed. So what's the goal? The goal is that you have more voltage, less amps, and the car is faster on acceleration. If you put 12S in this motor, it goes faster at its maximum speed using less amp, and the car is more comfortable to drive. We're gonna test it first stock ADAS, like it is, soft, to check out what happens with temperature, with drive time. Then we're gonna make a harder one in a field, like I do with the DBXL, like I do with the low Z. You see it on my channel. If we drive cool track condition or off-road, we have a nice enough top speed, we have a nice runtime. But if you go harder, like the Kraton ADAS, you see it. If I drive economic, I go to 70 minutes, 20 minutes with 8000 LiPo battery. If I go hard on throttle, like I drive my X-Max, 10 minutes and it's over with the 8000. In the DBXL2 is worst because it's 50 kilo heavy with ADAS. There you drive 65-70 kilometers an hour, and in less than 10 minutes your batteries and motor are cooked out. So we're gonna make these two tests with this one also to show you the difference between hard throttling, hard driving, and driving just for fun. And then, if you are not happy with the cool drives, because this is a car you don't gonna drive especially hard. It's not an X-Max, it's not a monster truck. It's like the Super Baja Raid there. It's really something I like to see the suspension works when I drive. I do one pack harder to show what it can hold on, but that's the only one. The other one are all smooth drived. And this is also what we want to do with that car. And if while driving smooth, this battery holds 50-20 minutes with not having too much heat issue, we want to let it this way. But if I'm not happy, I'm gonna go to a 400 kV motor. I'm gonna go 12S to make the test. But what I really want to do is to use my 60S ESC. For sure I need a little battery for reception, but it's not an issue. If this size of car we have enough room and the weight is just not a matter. So I want to put 60S here, so two 4S each side, not so big. I want to use a smaller battery. And what I really think gonna be the best mix in that car is the SSS 230 kV 5623 millimeter motor. In 60S, because so we have two batteries each side, the best would be 20S, because we try it here in France with an MCD XRI 5 Max. We put 20S with a Flyer SC in the truck, 240 kV motor, so we get 50, 75, 80 kilometers an hour easy. And with good listen to that, with Gensays bashing 5000 milliamp batteries, just only 5000 milliamps, we are able to drive 20 minutes with that. That means if you reput, we now can get 4S 8000 milliamp battery, well, not too heavy. So if we put 5 from them, we can go to 90-100 kilometers an hour and still have 20-minute runtime. That means we have faster acceleration, more top speed, and more endurance than the two-stroke version. But just only because the two-stroke version has only a 1 liter tank. It's clear if you put the 2 liter tank, you can drive twice the time. And what I mean with that is not to go faster than the two-stroke, is that we are at the point that we can drive electro with the nitro or the two strokes with same performance. The only thing who's really harder on electro is the acceleration. When you hit the throttle on a brushless car, it's just absolutely totally brutal. I never take the time, but one time I have to do it for you to show you. I will take a two-stroke engine, well tuned, with good performance, and I will follow that car with the same car in brushless. Just follow it and you will see that the brushless version, if you just follow the nitro version, will drive much longer. And the other way, we're gonna drive hard the brushless version to see you the difference on a track with the times. We have one guy here who have tested. He's a professional driver, 1/8 skill, so he drive his best nitro with the best setup, with the best tires. He's an on-road driver, so he used treatment for the foam, and he gets for make the whole round 70 seconds. Then he take the same car with a 6S brushless system with normal tire, no treatment on the foam, no special setup on suspension or differential, and he was faster for more than a second than the best time he does with the nitro. And this guy is a professional driver who's in the world records. So that's the difference. The other thing, because I understand guys who love two strokes. What I not personally like in two strokes is acceleration. It's too soft once you have tried the brushless. And the other thing I personally just not like is the sound. The two-stroke motor has a bad sound. It's not like a V8 motor or a motocross KTM engine or something with a really cool and nice sound. The best two-stroke sound I heard on a car, on an RC car, is a two-cylinder two-stroke with two tuned pipes. That was a really nice sound. Sounds not so but more brrr. You understand what I mean? And that was nice to hear, but the other two strokes are really painful to hear for my ear. And the other thing I not like is the smell from the two-stroke, and also the smell from the gasoline. The smell will not disturb me is nitro. Nitro has a good smell. But the end point, what we all want, if it's no matter if it's nitro, if it's two-stroke, if it's brushless, if you have a gas turbine, if you even make a diesel engine for an RC, is to have fun with our RC all together. So the drives, the tests from this baby are coming. I see the last I check it out, we have not so much from videos from this car in the internet. We have some stuff with exploded tire, with destruction from the driveline, but not so much cool videos. We have one guy, I think he's an Australian, who make a super nice video in the wood, and this is just awesome. He really just have fun with the car. He drives 50-20 minutes in the wood. We have really nice performance, super nice suspension moves. He has a really nice spot, and I hope to find something like that for a spot to use that car. It's not my car, it's a subscriber who comes to me, put me this on the table and tell me, hey Manny, drive that, test it, and if you are happy with the system, let the system in. If you are not happy, please do something to make the system better. Because he knows how I work, he knows he can trust me when I talk about low kV setup in a brushless monster. Take a look at the Reminator website. You have done an 8S conversion for the Reminator with a water cooler system. That sounds crazy, but I like the idea. I think 8S is really not the best way for a 40 kilograms heavy Reminator. But he used a 12S ESC to test it in 12S, but in 12S it's too much because you have a 500 kV motor. I only can tell you, go down, if you use the 12S ESC in the Reminator, if you want to drive one only motor, one only ESC, use a 230 kV SSS motor and go to 12S. You will have a way better result regarding the heat and the amp draw. I done our Reminator with two 260. We add a gear reduction on it, and we're gonna drive it maybe 2 times ADS with the 360 kV. If we not get enough speed, we also just 150-55 like the Reminator original brand does, because it's really nice with this big buggy monster truck. And if it's not enough, we're gonna put the 500 kV, but I really think with the 360 kV I pull out 20,000 watts. That means 20 kilo watts. That means here in Europe about 24 horsepower to 25 horsepower for 40 kilograms. It's not too much, because in brushless we can change the setup for acceleration, for the power and all the stuff. You see it on the first run, we drive only 30-35 kilometers an hour, and we was so smooth on the throttle, we really can't hit full down the throttle from the stand up. It goes just smooth forward, he not shock the transmission, and this but we're gonna see what happens after that, because like on this one we are directly connect with the motor to the transmission, not using the clutch. That's for me I think a good idea to use a clutch between a big brushless motor and a heavy car. But what is better, have a permanent relied motor to the transmission or the clutch? Because if you hit the throttle you catch RPM and then the clutch grabs, and then you also give a hit to the rotor from the motor. The best way for me, I think, really to put a brushless system in a big car is using mechanical brake like the Reminator, and use a one-way spool. So if you hit throttle, you are on the way for the spool, you get power forward, and if you let the throttle go and brake, the motor is on a free spin. That means you cannot shock the rotor. You have less stress for transmission. The clutch is for me not the best thing, it's a cool thing because it's smoother than direct relied, but I really think that a free spool would be the best. A one-way pulley, not a free spool, a one-way pulley like you have on 1/10 scale cars in the front or center diffs. Just when you hit the throttle to have power forwards, and if you let the throttle go, the car spins free because you have the brake. But all this is something we have to test. Now we get bigger and bigger brushless cars, we get more and more powerful brushless setups, and like back in the time we pulled more and more cubic inch in our two-stroke to go to 50, 70, 80 cc two-stroke motor. In plane we use even 125 to 250 cc engine. That's crazy, because it's like you have a cross machine just on your transmitter. Feel free to ask any question, give any comment if you like it or not like it, if you are happy, if you have one, if you not have it because you don't want it, if you find this is crazy to get something in brushless, if you really like the two-stroke, why did you like the two-stroke? I want to know everything from you guys. This is a chair channel. I'm not here to make many views. I'm not here to get more and more subscribers like many channels do, who just runs for have more subscriber, runs for have more publicity, runs for have more money, runs for have more fame. I don't care about all that. My channel grows slowly, low, without doing anything for he grows. I just share with you what I do, and then you can share with me what you like, what you not like, why should I do it or don't do it. That's all, because I just love the RC sports. Bye guys.